Chevrolet, Malloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Malloy Ford, Malloy Commercial, and our Budget Used Car Center. The only place in New Mexico where you can compare all the best-selling American brands, all at one location, and we got a bunch. In fact, we're running out of parking.
Yeah, I noticed that this morning.
The Ford store is packed with vehicles. They got a big shipment in this week. We've got a lot of trucks. We've got a lot of Broncos sports. We've got some full-size Broncos, anything that you're looking for. And we've got a lot going on at the Chevy store. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram has got a lot of things going on. If you did want to tune in to the live stream on YouTube, you just go into YouTube and you're going to search for something KKOB. News Radio KKOB is what we're looking for, right, Jerry? Jerry's shaking his head.
Sure, you bet. I'm sorry. What
News Radio KKOB is
yes.
on YouTube?
Yes, at News Radio KKOB.
There you go.
If you search YouTube,
there you go.
Able to find it.
If you've got a car question, we're going to be answering some car tech questions at the bottom of the hour. You can text them in. The text line is up. I'm reading the text from this morning and laughing. 505-243-3333, 505-243-3333. And as always, if you want to email a question throughout the week, you can do so at info, I-N-F-O, at MalloyJeep.com. info@MalloyJeep.com. You can send that in, and that comes directly into my mailbox. The first thing, I want to get to the last thing first. I said I got a spooky announcement.
Yeah.
So I am super. This is like super breaking news. I've got some super news, and I'm excited to announce that we are moving our dealerships.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're moving to Socorro.
Oh.
Well, for a weekend.
Okay.
We're moving for a weekend.
You're moving out to the suburbs of Los Lunas.
Yes.
Socorro.
No, we're gonna go down in a couple of weeks. We are gonna have a rodeo sale in the Socorro Rodeo Arena. We're gonna bring cars and put them right in on the rodeo floor, and that happens on Halloween weekend. So what we're going to do is on Thursday, we're going to move some cars down there. We're going to get all set up. And on Friday, we are going to have a truck or treat event. Everybody in the area, if you're in Belen, Socorro, Magdalena, wherever you are, get on down to Socorro for Halloween, because we are going to have a truck or treat event. We're going to take all those vehicles that we got. We're going to put candy in them. So you've got plenty of candy. We're going to have some fun jumpers set up for the kids so they can burn off some energy there in the rodeo arena. And we're also going to have some costume contests. It's going to be a party. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, get on down to Socorro in a couple of weeks for our truck or treat event, which is going on. And then throughout that whole weekend, we're going to be having the Socorro Rodeo Sale in conjunction with Truck or Treat. And that's going to start on Friday, October the 31st, go through Sunday, November 2nd. So we'll be there all weekend. We have got about 75 cars that we have got priced starting as low as $9,900. We have got a bunch of vehicles that we're going to move down there. And because Socorro doesn't have a franchise car dealership anymore. Yeah. So we're going to go down there and if you need a car and you want to go look at some of those, and if you don't want to wait, we have already started marking down prices. We've got our rodeo sale pricing in effect as of yesterday. We started going through our inventory and adjusting some prices, deciding which ones we were going to take, and we've already started marking those down. So if you're looking for a deal and you don't want to wait till Halloween, you can get a scary good deal today, a spooky good deal.
All right.
A scary, spooky good deal. And we got all kinds of vehicles. So if you're looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas today. But if you are looking for something to do on Halloween, get on down there for Truck or Treat. We're going to start Truck or Treat at 2:00 in the afternoon on Friday. We're going to run that through 7:00, and we're inviting everybody. It's free. You can just come on down, walk into the rodeo arena, do a little trick or treating. And the cool thing is, it's covered. So no matter what the weather is in a couple of weeks, that's a covered arena. We're going to have everything inside, so you'll be able to trick or treat, and doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's blowing, raining, doesn't matter. Snowing, who knows? It's New Mexico.
Snowing.
Well, it's New
It could be.
Mexico.
Well, it's true.
It's New
It's happened.
Mexico. It's you never know. It could be 90 degrees tomorrow and snowing the day after. So, but head on over to do that. But if you want a deal on a vehicle, you can get a spooky good deal right now in Los Lunas. So get on down there.
Whoa.
There you go. Hey, if you've got a car question, again, text them in 505-243-3333. The best success that we've had recently is we've had some questions and people have texted in some pictures of some things. So if
Yeah.
you've got a car question, text it in 505-243-3333. Text that question in and we'll get you an answer here on the air. What else? Oh, I got a lot. There's so much to talk about here. So that's our first tease, was the spooky announcement that we're moving our dealerships to Socorro. If you're looking at deals, not only do we have that group of used cars that we've marked down, as well as a bunch of used new car specials, we've also got some really, really good deals on new vehicles. They've got interest rates as low as 0% on
Wow.
most of the trucks. I mean, shorter
Crazy.
term. You can actually extend it out to like 72 months, and you can get 2.9 and 3.9% financing on a lot of vehicles, including the Chevy Silverado. If you bleed Ford blue, there's some deals up at Ford. Like you can get $1,250 cash back at 3.9% for 72 months on a new 2025 Ford F-150. Or you can lease a new Mustang Mach-E. The Mach-E is an electric vehicle, but just because things have changed politically doesn't mean we're not still selling electric vehicles.
Yeah.
We got a lot of electric vehicles on the road, including the Mach-E, and you can lease a Mach-E now for 24 months for under $300 a month. And that's a great vehicle. And in fact, I'll tell you a story later on, but that's a great, great vehicle. We've had a lot of people asking about leasing. More people have asked about leasing in the past month or so than I think I've had asked me about leasing forever. And leasing's a really good option. And we're going to talk a little bit about leasing. We are also going to talk a little bit about the prices of new cars. And I think that's one of the reasons that people are talking about leasing. And I'm going to explain why those are connected here when we come back. But when we do come back, we're going to talk about leasing. We're going to talk about some news items that were in the news this week, some car items, including the average price of new cars in the United States right now. It ain't cheap. Some of them are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about why that jumped over the past month. If you listen to KKOB all the time, you probably heard on like the ABC News, they were talking about the average price of new cars. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. And what else? I guess that's what we're going to do. Oh, and then we got Tech Corner.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk a little NASCAR.
Oh, cool.
We're going to do all of that when we come back on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Racing Corner.
Welcome on back to the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. It's been a while since we've had Racing Corner. We used to have like 4 corners. We had like Tech Corner, and we had and we kind of dumped that. But we were back with Racing Corner.
I like it.
I guess a personal experience here because I got an opportunity to go to the NASCAR race last weekend, and man, I got to tell you, it is awesome. We went out to Las Vegas, and Vegas is cool because the track out there. And I've been to tracks all over the country, but the track in Vegas is cool because the way they've got it built, you can get right in the infield there, right into the garage, get right next to the pits, and you can smell the gas burning, baby, and just hear them when they start up, when they're going through their tech inspections. Yeah, it's pretty cool. One of the things that I noticed when I was out there. And it was an awesome race. It was a really good race. A lot of green flags until the very end, and then there was a couple of yellows. But it was a really good race, even though Toyota won. That's okay. We'll give them one. But it was really cool just to see the cars, and I took like 1,500 pictures. I just took pictures of everything that was out there. But it was cool because it was like. I don't know if I'm just a car guy, man. And it was cool because there's a lot of car people there. Right. And everybody's wearing Chevy gear or Ford gear, and everybody's got their cars that they like and their drivers that they like. And and you could see the brand loyalty. You could see people that, it didn't matter who was driving the number 24 Chevrolet, whether it was, it didn't matter who was driving the car. They were loyal to the brand. Mm-hmm. And you saw people with Chevy shirts and Ford shirts and Toyota shirts. But one of the cool things that I saw out there last weekend was the Ram display. And Dodge got out of racing. God, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's probably been 10 years or so. So they've been out of they've been out of NASCAR. And Ram had stayed in for a little bit, but then Ram had gotten out. But next year in 26, Ram is coming back into racing, and it ties into them bringing back the Hemi in the Ram. And in fact, Todd and I drove up in a Hemi today.
We did. Yeah. Nice truck.
And so
really nice truck.
What is the 2026s that we were getting in? A lot of those are Hemis, and we drove up today in a Bighorn Ram with a Hemi in it, and it's just. The engine that they had, the Hurricane engine, which was the turbocharged V6, is a good engine. In fact, it produces more horsepower than the Hemi. Mm-hmm. But it's just that sound when you start it up.
Yeah. As soon as you started, I walked out. I was like, oh, yeah. All right. We're in a V8.
But it was cool to see because Ram had a huge display. They had the Raminator monster truck out there, and they had some of the new race trucks displayed there, the Ram race trucks that are coming in 26 through Colleague Racing, and they've got them, and it was cool. It was cool to see, and so I think that's one of the mistakes that Ram probably made was getting rid of the Hemi. When you look at Ford and you look at Chevy, they've come out with like the EcoBoost engine and the Turbo Max engine in the Chevy. And so you've got that alternative, but they still kept their V8 portfolio. Yep. And so with Ram bringing back the Hemi, I think that's a good decision. And just to give you a choice, I mean, when you drive them, like this morning driving up, I mean, when you drive them, once you get in it and you're driving it, it's hard to tell if it's a V8 or it's a V6. I mean, it doesn't make a big difference. Towing's actually probably more like with the EcoBoost, the 3.5 EcoBoost with the Max trailer tow package. I mean, you can tow 13,000 pounds.
That's impressive.
With the V6. So, but having the option of having that Hemi back in the Ram is cool. Hopefully they're going to drop it back into the cars. They're going to drop it back in and have it, maybe come back out with the Charger with the V8. I think that's on the drawing boards for them.
That'd be cool.
But it was cool to see. We were out there with all those car people, and it was just, smelling exhaust and smelling gas burning and watching people burn rubber. It's cool. I liked it. So anyway, that's why we jumped into racing corner this morning is because, and so now there's only, they're in Talladega this week. And then I think they go to Martinsville, and then they're back in Phoenix for the final race. So there's only like 3 races left in the NASCAR year this year. And so right now there's Denny Hamlin won last weekend, so he's in the final 4. And they're still looking for those last 3 positions in the final 4. So if you are a race follower, these are the last 3 weeks you got. So watch some NASCAR if you can find it. It's all over the place now. It's like on WB, and they got it on different channels, but you can find it if you know where to go. If you know, you know. We were talking before we jumped onto the break about car pricing. And one of the stories that ran this week on the news here on KKOB, and in several, across the nation, was that a report came out this week from Kelley Blue Book that found the average sale price of vehicles sold in the U.S. in September was its highest ever. Do you know what the average was, Todd?
I could probably take a guess.
Take a guess.
45.
No, that would be good. That'd be like a discount. It'd be on sale.
Oh, wow. 50.
Yeah, 50 is the first time that the average new cost of the cost of a new vehicle transaction in the United States had crossed $50,000.
Wow.
So in September, the average sale price of the vehicle was $50,080, which was up about 2% over August. One of the reasons that we saw that little bit of surge in pricing was because there were so many EVs sold last month because they were trying to take advantage of the IRS tax credit. And a lot of those average prices on the EVs themselves, the average EV sale price last month was $58,000. So a lot of higher end EVs being sold to take advantage of that tax credit. Doesn't mean that cars aren't expensive.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
I look at them every day. I see the new ones come in. We got a new truck in the other day. We got a Silverado Dually in the other day. And it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
It's expensive.
No. It's expensive. Yeah.
You get you look at a F-250 or an F-350 Platinum or King Ranch at $100,000.
Yeah.
So we understand and trust us when we say, Todd and I both, we don't make the prices.
No.
And we're going to do everything that we can do to discount vehicles for you. But, the price of vehicles has gone up. And I think that's why so many people are looking at leasing, because the advantage of leasing a vehicle is a couple. One, you're not paying for that whole amount. You're not buying that whole car. You are going to lease it for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it is. And then you're going to be able to just turn it back in. So you're only paying for, depending on what the end value of the vehicle is, the residual value, you're maybe paying 50% or 45% or 60%. We were looking at a lease yesterday on a Blazer EV, and on a 2-year lease, you're only paying for 27% of the car, because the residual value on a 2-year lease was like 70%, 74%.
You're always under warranty too.
And you're always under warranty.
Yeah.
And in 2 years or 3 years or however long you lease, you are able to come back in and say, okay, I'm done. Give me another one. And you can always have a new car. You can always drive a new car and never be upside down. Yeah. That's the big thing. We see people every day that are $15,000, $20,000 upside down in their vehicle, so they owe way more than it's worth. And with a lease, you're never in that position. And so it's a good alternative. It is not for everyone. I've leased vehicles in the past, but the way that it works now is I drive 25, 30,000 miles a year, because of where I live and where I work, and I drive there every day. And so, leasing might not be for me.
Correct.
But, and it might not be for everybody, but, a 15,000 mile a year lease, that's what you get to drive the vehicle with. And you can drive it more. You just have to pay a little bit when you turn it back in. But it's a good alternative. And there are some lease deals out there, including some lease deals right now. And of course, all the EVs, the Blazer EV, the Equinox EV. There's some other lease deals on trucks. Broncos Sports, Jeep's got some great lease deals. In fact, we just leased a Wrangler 4XE the other night. And so there's some good lease deals on all of our vehicles. So if you want to think about leasing, come down and see us in Los Lunas. When we think about affordability on vehicles, there are still some vehicles that would be considered affordable under that 30,000 range in a new vehicle. I mean, you've got the Chevy Trax that starts at 20 grand, 21 grand, 21. You've got Chevy Trailblazers right around 26. You got a Ford Maverick that you can pick up a model under 30,000.
Yeah.
A little pickup truck. Bronco Sport is just over 30,000. Jeep Compass is in kind of that mid 30 range. So there are still some affordable vehicles out there, but the average vehicle price did go up last month.
I see a lot more Broncos on the road now too.
Yeah, sure enough.
I think I see five or six this morning.
We have a hard time keeping them.
Yeah.
But let us find you something that you can afford, whether it's through a lease, whether it's through our budget used car center, where we've got cars starting at $9,000. Let us help you find that. So if you're looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas, and we will help you find an affordable vehicle that you will love, or at least like. Hey, when we come back, we are going to jump right into Tech Corner. So we came out of Racing Corner into Tech Corner.
Already there, huh?
I know, we're already there, rolling along.
All right.
So when we come back, we've got some questions. If you've got a car question, text it in 505-243-3333. We've got a little time here. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to wrap back up talking about some year-end things for businesses that people might want to know. So we're going to do all of that when we come back on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Here's News Radio KKOB is crystal clear in your office all day long. Listen at 96.3 News Radio KKOB.
I'm listening to the song. Wait, I like the song.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what happened to the song? Hey, welcome on back to the Malloy Los Lunes Auto Show. We are rolling into Tech Corner. Here on the show, we are going to answer some tech questions that came in through the week. And you can text your questions still, 505-243-3333. This is the Malloy Los Lunes Auto Show. If you are out this morning driving around in a car that you hate, get on down to Los Lunes and let's trade you out into a car that you love, or at least like. And we have got some huge deals going on. Hey, you know, I forgot to mention about the Ram Hemi. So we drove up in that 2026 Hemi. Do you know what the warranty is on that now?
They're going 10-100?
They're going 5-100.
5-100?
I don't know. It's 100,000 miles. That's all I know.
That's pretty good.
And maybe I think it's a 5-100.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
you know, I was staring at the Maroni too when we were parking it, and I was looking at the price of the truck, and really, it's not a bad price.
No,
it really wasn't.
It's not,
and it's pretty well loaded up.
But there are with the release of the Hemi, they also changed their warranty, so the Ram's got a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on it.
That's good.
And I don't know if it's 5 years. It doesn't matter. Nobody keeps them.
Maybe the rest of them will go that route too.
I don't know. I mean, I think that I think it's not a bad thing, but it's you know, how many people really keep their cars that long? You know,
Correct.
we talk about like leasing vehicles, and that's a 2 or 3 year, 4 year commitment. But really, I mean, people, we don't see a lot of people that actually keep their vehicles that long. They come back in and trade them in.
Yeah. I think this is a good used car to sell too.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, really
and so if you've got an itch for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunes. If you've got an itch to get your car fixed, that's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about some car issues. And we got some questions that rolled in. I got a couple here on the text line, and we've got some others that came in on the email. The email is, by the way, info@malloyjeep.com, info@malloyjeep.com. All right, let's roll into this first one here. We were talking there in the break. We get asked about this system a lot. The start-stop system on a Jeep Wrangler, but this rider's got a 2020 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon with the 3.6 liter, and it says the problem is that the start-stop feature quits working. Battery's fine, it starts fine, but it's always disabled. Like the message is always auto start-stop not available.
Are they running AC or?
Well, that was my thought. I think there's a couple of things that could be, but we're going to assume that. Let's assume that the AC is not on.
Okay. I know that's kind of what I know that it operates. There's certain other things that can control that too. Maybe there's something not quite right with the vehicle, or won't go into that.
Yeah. So one of the things, because again, in a previous life, I had a string of Wranglers that I owned. But one of the things that you notice is if you've got your AC blowing like on max, oftentimes that will disable the start-stop. And it says the vehicle starts fine, but understand too that there is a secondary battery in most of the Rams and Jeeps, and
all of them have it now. Just about.
Yeah. So there's a secondary battery that also plays a part in that system. What we found on a lot of the electrical issues that we've found, that people couldn't figure out on their own and they brought to us, was that secondary battery. So you've got your main 12-volt battery, and then you've got a secondary battery, and a lot of times that battery causes issues with start-stop and some other electrical issues.
You usually keep it in the rear of the vehicle.
Yeah, and it's hidden. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Right behind a trim panel.
Yeah. So play a little hide and go seek and see if you find that battery. Just bring it into us.
Yeah.
We can take a look at it and see, and do a test on that. But oftentimes it's that secondary battery that might be an issue. How about this one? No, how about this one? We'll go here. Let's jump to Ford. Okay. Got a 2023 Ford F-150. You know, we were talking about the EcoBoost hybrid engine in that, the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. So we've got a 3.5 liter 2023 F-150. The check engine light is on, and they must have gone somewhere and got the code scanned, right? So they went to wherever, and somebody said, "Yeah, this is your code." So the code was a P0430 for catalyst efficiency below threshold. What's that usually mean?
Could have an O2 sensor that's messing with it, or could have a cat issue too.
Yeah.
But usually that's a P0420 to 421 on a cat. But there's a couple of things that could cause that.
Yeah. And that's one of the things. I think it's interesting that they provided us the code, and that's cool. It gives us a little more information, but that's the same thing our technicians have to do, right?
Correct. We just can't go off that code.
It's just not the code that means anything. And oftentimes there's a secondary code that may throw the first code.
Yes.
So
and it turns a lot of other things off too. You know, hey, my Stabella track's off and all this. So it kills a lot of it.
Yeah. So it's not just about the code. It's not like the code, it says, oh, you've got a leak here, or this is where your problem is. The code gives you an idea of what system it's dealing with, but the technician has to go in and do the pinpoint test to say, okay, I checked the catalytic converter. I check for leaks, emission leaks, exhaust leaks. There's none of those. Now we roll to the O2 sensor and we check that. And so there's a lot more to just diagnosing what that code means. But you're probably right. It's probably an O2 sensor.
Could very well be.
It could be the cat. The cats aren't cheap in that either.
No, they're not. Plus, usually on the manufacturers, you have to buy the whole complete system. You can't just buy the cat. You got to buy the whole Y pipe.
And it's 2023, so depending on your mileage, you probably got some warranty.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you've driven it. So I would get it into us. Just call the Ford store. Call Ford service at 505-866-3100. Ask for a service department. Schedule an appointment because you probably still have warranty on that. Either way, we can check it out, but you probably still have some warranty. On the 336, the O2 sensors covered?
Under 336.
Yeah. So, if it is an O2 sensor, we can check that out. And then cats, are the cats covered up to how many?
Cats usually are an 880 on the emissions warranty.
Okay. It just depends. It would, I don't know, 2023, I don't know why it'd be a cat.
And also I was leaning towards it's overfuel. That's what usually happens to a lot of the cats. It overfuels and the cats can't burn it off.
Yeah.
And so it starts to cause other problems, but could be, and I've seen injectors even cause that, it's injector's not pulsing right or it's pouring fuel and it affects the catalytic converter and all
that. We've smoked out the shop a couple of times, burning gas out of a cat.
Well, I could name one real good one. I was like, is that exhaust fan?
Fun with cats.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on. So that's my recommendation. I would call our store right now, 505-866-3100. Schedule an appointment with our team, or you can go online at MalloyFord.com. You can jump right on our service scheduler. It's a super simple operation to schedule an appointment with us, and we'll get you covered. Hey, this is one that made me curious. Check this out. It's a 2018 Honda CR-V. It's got a 1.5 liter turbo. And I know you're not a Honda expert, but let me ask you this question.
Could be general.
The oil level, my oil level keeps rising on the dipstick. Is the dealer lying to me? So I'm taking it to a dealer. Is the dealer lying to me about fuel dilution?
Maybe not. I mean, usually when it rises, when I see it rise on the stick, if it's got some miles on it, I'm starting to lean, do we have a head gasket issue? Because it could be putting coolant into the system too.
Yeah. What's fuel dilution?
Is
that like when the fuel seeps into the oil?
Well, it's running too much fuel and it can get into you. And then you can also tell by the oil smell like fuel too in there. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's a Honda thing. Or maybe that's their terminology of something that I've never heard.
I don't know. That's what the dealer told him. It was fuel dilution. Maybe they made up a word. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wondered if maybe fuel was seeping past the rings or something. I don't know.
I mean, it could.
But I like your idea. It could be probably more likely it's coolant.
Yeah, it could be a head gas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of leaning
Yeah.
towards because it kind of looks a little bit not like oil, kind of milky.
You would
color.
notice that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You would
yeah.
notice that in the oil.
Yeah.
Again, you want to give it a shot? You want to look at it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I would say if you don't trust your dealership, now come to ours.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at it and see.
Yeah.
Somebody knows something about a Honda engine.
What year did they say? Did they say what
It's
year?
an 18.
Yeah. Depending on how many miles on it, maybe is it ever overheated? You know,
I don't know.
There's a few things we'd have to look at, but I wouldn't mind looking at it.
Okay.
I want to see. I want to hear. I want to look more into that dilution thing.
Okay, here's one. It's on a time just goes, time
Wow.
flies by, doesn't it?
Let's do one more.
Let's do
Two
one more.
5 more.
Okay.
10 more.
Let's go on. We'll do this one.
Let's do the
see what it
rest.
takes.
The rest of the time.
2022. We've got a 2022 Ram 2500 Cummins. I'm getting a service def system warning.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ignore it?
I wouldn't. But usually, what I've noticed about the Rams, their auto regen almost works right away as you're going slower. There's something, it could be, I mean, I've ran into EGR issues. There's a few things that could cause that, but I would get it checked out because those DEF systems are not cheap.
Well, and then you also run the risk of being on the road and it slipping into low power mode,
Yeah,
right?
you go into limp mode and you're going to be creeping somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely get it checked. And again, in 22 Ram 2500, call the store down there in Los Lunas, 505-866-2900, 505-866-2900, or the same thing. We've got the same system in all of our stores to set appointments on the internet. So if you want to go onto the website, MalloyCJDR.com, you can go right into service and schedule your appointment right there. Just put a little note about the problem that you're having.
Yeah.
And we'll get you in.
I mean, it could be NOx sensors. There's all kinds of parts that could cause that.
Okay, one more.
Okay, cool.
One more, quick.
Cool.
Jerry's waving at me. Let's do this. 2023 Hyundai.
Just same.
Yeah.
Same difference.
No, we can't make fun of Hyundai. We have a Hyundai store now.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry.
So 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid. When I lift off the gas, this is a hybrid. When I lift off the gas, I hear a strange hum from the rear tires. Is that normal?
I would think it would be.
And my answer, being an EV guy, was it's probably doing the regen. So what happens on the hybrids, electric vehicles, all of those vehicles, when you're braking, and even when you're not braking, when you take your foot off the gas, it tries to regenerate energy from that.
Braking. Yeah, exactly.
And so you probably will. Now, if it's a humming sound, that's probably what it is. If it's a metallic sound, then that might be a problem.
Man, it's just like an electric motor that winds down, like you turn something off, you hear that. That's that noise. It's regenerative braking.
So I would say yes, but again, if you want us to take a look at it, we'll be happy to. But it sounds kind of normal.
Yes.
Man, there's just so many more. When we come back, what we're going to do is we might take another question or two.
All right.
And we're also going to talk about some other stuff that I got like 8. If you're looking on the internet here, I got like 18 pages of stuff here. So when we come back, we're going to talk about all of that. Remember, if you are looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas today. We've got a huge sale going on. We've already started with our scary good pricing. Deals out there, cutting prices. I got people tagging cars with prices. Get on down there and see us today. You can call the store if you've got a direct question about a vehicle or leasing or anything. 505-451-0714. 505-451-0714. When we come back, we're going to finish up on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Road construction in Los Lunas means price demolition at Malloy in Los Lunas. Grab a 2014 Ford Explorer, construction price just $10,995, or a 2009 Jeep Wrangler, only $12,995. Step up to a 2024 Chevrolet Malibu, construction price just $22,995. Fair warning, these deals will not last. Call 505-451-0714, 505-451-0714. Malloy Los Lunas, where construction means savings. Stock number DB2661, BJ24208, ACP 20607. Prices do not include taxes, fees, or 349 dealer service transfer fees. Dealer friendly text.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. Little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are your kids riding safely? Did you know 3 out of 4 car seats are used incorrectly? Car seat inspection events happen all around New Mexico, free of charge by the NMDOT Traffic Safety Division. Certified child passenger safety technicians give parents and caregivers personal instruction on installation and use of your car seat. Make sure your kids are safe passengers. Go to safernm.org to find an event near you. Brought to you by this station and the NMBA.
Lobo fans, this is head football coach Jason Eck. Albuquerque, I need you with us. Every Friday before a Lobo game, go full cherry, head to toe in Lobo red. At work, in class, all around town, wear that cherry shirt, hat, and shoes. When my team sees the city lit up red, they feel it. It's more than a color. It's our tradition, our statement, our howl of unity. So this Friday and every game Friday, go cherry on cherry and help us paint the 505 red. Let's show the country what Lobo pride looks like. Lowe's up.
Weeknights belong to Strauss. The House of Strauss lives right here. Weeknights at 6 on 96.3 News Radio KKOB.
Good morning. Good morning. We are back on the Malloy a Los Lunes Auto Show on the radio and on the internet, on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching us on YouTube. What's up, y'all? Okay. Let's finish up here. We're talking about cars for the past 45 minutes, and we're going to finish out the hour here talking about some more car stuff. We had so many good questions come in over the past couple of weeks that I've narrowed them down to a few. And there's one more. There's one that I wanted to ask Todd. This is a bonus.
The bonus question?
Bonus tech question right here.
All right.
There we go. We've got a 2021, and there's a reason, because
Okay.
I think we've had this customer.
Oh,
I
really?
don't think I don't know if it's our customer,
the
but I've
same
had
issue?
yeah, same thing. 2021 Silverado 1500 5.3. Perfect.
Okay.
Truck feels like it's shifting rough at low speeds. It's got no codes, doesn't display any messages. The dealer says that it's normal. Is it?
It could be. There's, as a lot of the manufacturers, there's a valve body that kind of causes that. But usually, once it goes, you'll get a code. But on the 8 and 10 speeds, they're a little different. They act a little different.
So that's when you get into those 8 and 10 speeds, it's not a CVT,
correct?
but it is always searching for the right gear.
Yes, it hunts for that gear.
Sometimes I think what we've found is there's a couple of things. There's the valve body, of course, but then there's also the control module, the programming in the control module.
The TCM can do it. And also servicing of that 8 and 10 speed. It's required that you service it at every 45,000 miles.
You're right. And that's the other thing that I wanted to
Correct.
talk about, because sometimes, and then sometimes there's also, if you have done some transmission work, there's a learning feature in there.
Yes.
Where it learns your driving habits and kind of shift patterns.
Yep.
And so it depends on the question's hard to answer because I don't know the history of the truck and how many
Correct.
miles it's got.
Correct.
But if you've not done service on the transmission, you should have a transmission service done.
We've had customers come in for that service or with that issue,
Mhm.
and servicing the transmission took care of it.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't in the valve body, but usually if it is a valve body, then we'll get a code. But I would say if it's got 45,000 miles or more, I would definitely do a service to it.
Yeah, so that'd be my recommendation on that. And then again, give the store a call. You can call the Chevy store directly at 505-866-3000, And again, same speech. If you want to go online and schedule your appointment, same scheduler, just jump on there, pick a time and explain your problem, and we'll get you taken care of. But it's that is something that we've seen before.
Yes.
In the drive there.
Yes, we have.
I want to answer this one because it's about a bolt, and I also want to talk about the bolt for a second. So it looks like the customer says, or the writer says, that I'm contemplating buying a used 2021 Chevy Bolt. How do I know if the recall was completed, and does it really change anything for the recall? Well, it's an easy answer. If there was a recall on that vehicle, you can either come in or give us a call, and we can look at the vehicle history in the Chevy system. You can also check Carfax. If you check Carfax and the service was performed, most shops, like we do, report those services to Carfax. So every time you come into the shop and get service done or maintenance done, not only does it go into the Chevy system if it's a Chevy vehicle, but it also gets put on the Carfax, so that if you did sell that vehicle, everybody would know that, hey, you had this regularly serviced.
Correct. And we can look it up for you too if you just get me the VIN. But I'm telling you, that Bolt's that's a good little car.
And this last week, they showed pictures of the new Bolt coming back. The Bolt's coming back. And the Bolt's coming back, which is a cool thing, because the Bolt was one of those electric vehicles that's been out for a while, and we could never keep them. They came in and we sold them. People liked them. They were affordable.
Yep.
You talk about affordability. You're talking about a $35,000 electric vehicle. And like, I have one. I drive it every day.
I mean, Dennis's car comes in and all we're doing is wiper blades.
Yeah.
I mean, the tires look like they last forever.
Yeah. But anyway, just give us a call down there. If you are looking for a vehicle, get to Los Lunas. Come on, people. Drive on down to Los Lunas today. We've got our spooky good sale going on. We've got prices marked down. We got deals on new cars, used cars, trucks, vans. And I didn't make it to commercial, like our commercial talk that I was going to talk about. But if you got a commercial need, we have got you covered. If you've got a 179 exemption that you want to take for your business, we can help you with that. Give us a call, 505-451-0714. This is Dennis on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.